Michelle here from Straw-Bearie Designs, and today I am excited to be showing you some cards that I made and showing you how to make them as part of a Happy Holidays Small Creators video hop. There will be links in the description below to the other people who are participating in this hop, so please go check out their channels. And if you're new here, thank you so much. Please hit that red subscribe button and stick around for a while. In this video, we were all challenged to create 3 different paper crafts for the holidays, one being a kind of simple design, one being a little bit more medium in skills and techniques, and then the third one having some advanced skills and techniques in it. For my first card, I decided to not only make it's simple in how to make it, but also in supplies. And this would be a good card to do in a batch to make a whole bunch at the same time. So the first thing I did is I found an image on the internet of just a Christmas tree, and I printed it out on some cardstock on my computer, and now I'm using an X-Acto knife eraser to cut it out. Now I'm going to make some spray ink, and I just have a little bit of water in an old perfume type bottle, body spray bottle, adding some food coloring, and then this is the secret, adding some cheap dollar store eyeshadow, and it will help create a glimmer. I lost the footage of the green, so I had to show you the red even though I didn't use the red on this card. Just keep spraying it until you get the darkness that you like. Now I'm just taking a piece of cardstock and cutting it in 2 and folding it in half, and that will become my card base. Put my stencil that I've created on top, and I'm going to squirt it with my homemade spray that I made, or you could buy sprays from the store. Here I added a blue just for a little bit of extra definition, make it look just a little bit different. And here I'm doing my second card, so these actually go pretty quickly, and if you have a different shade of green, adding that can add some dimension to it. Next, I am taking these little beads that I found at Dollar Tree for just $1 for a huge packet of them, and putting them on as little ornaments. And then finally, I'm going to tie some string on. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm just notching the corner of the card with a hole punch so that my string has a place to rest. And I'm taking some Dollar Tree baker's twine and wrapping it around about 3 times, and then tying it in a bow, and you have a cute, simple little card that doesn't require very many supplies, and you can make a whole bunch of them at once. My second card is a more intermediate card, and it requires a few more supplies, but not a whole lot. I wanted to keep this as simple as possible. So I have a foam stamp. It's really more of a kid's stamp of a Christmas tree, and I'm just using a green Crayola marker as my ink for it, just to prove that you don't have to have a whole lot of fancy supplies to be able to make some really cute Christmas cards this year. Once I have my Christmas tree stamped, I'm going to cut it out in a square. Now, a paper trimmer really comes in handy for getting straight lines and everything, but if all you have is a pair of scissors or a razor blade and a ruler, you can definitely use that as well. Once my Christmas tree is cut out, I'm just using a piece of red cardstock, and I'm cutting out a square just a little bit bigger than my Christmas tree square. Then I'm also going to get some green and white polka dotted paper, and I'm going to cut it out just a little bit smaller than the size of my card. So the card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so I made this at 4 by 5 1/4. Now I'm putting just some glue stick on the back on the top, and using some ribbon that I bought last year at Walmart at the after Christmas sales. And here I'm putting glue stick all over the back of the card, and going to adhere this to the front of the card there, and that just adds such an extra amount of dimension with the ribbon and everything. Now, if you do have a tape runner, I really do prefer a tape runner, as you can see me using right there. Just lets dry adhesive come off, and it's a lot quicker and easier than a glue stick. Now, here are those same little jewels that I used on the last card. These are from Dollar Tree, and they're just little red gems that I'm going to stick a couple on my tree as little ornaments. And this card is done. It looks really cute, and wasn't that hard and didn't take that many supplies. My third Christmas tree card today is an advanced card. It uses advanced supplies and advanced materials so that you can kind of get an idea of how far that you can go. So the first thing I've done is I've cut a piece of cardstock to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I am die cutting it with a circle right in the center top of it. Now I'm going to put it on my card base, and I'm going to draw that circle, and that way I know where to put my design, my image on the inside of the circle. I'm using some Post-it tape and creating just a little snowy bottom um, with masking. And now I'm going to use my Distress Oxide inks to color in the top part of the circle. I do have my pencil lines there, and I can go over the lines. It doesn't matter if I go over, but I don't have to do the whole area. And I am using a couple of colors of blue of Distress Oxide ink. I believe I have Broken China and Mermaid Lagoon that I'm using here. And then once I remove that Post-it tape, you can see kind of the little hills of snow. Sprayed it with water just to get some dimension and stuff in the sky. And now I'm going to take some gesso, just some white gesso, and a brush, and I'm going to flick on. I got a couple of big flicks I'm trying to wipe off there, but I'm flicking that on to kind of look like it's snowing and stuff in the background. Now on my front panel with the circle, I'm going to emboss my greeting. So I'm using my stamp positioner. This greeting comes from Simon Says Stamps, Gifts of Love, and it just says Merry Christmas. And so I am using some VersaFine black ink and some clear embossing powder, and then heating that so it has just a little bit of a raised effect on that Merry Christmas, heating both sides. And I am now going to stamp on my background, and I am using a Christmas tree in a set from Recollections called Sweet Christmas, and using the same black ink for that one as well. And I really want to get a good impression with the dark background, so I'm stamping it several times, and that's kind of the cool thing about having a stamp positioner. Now that my stamping is done, I can work on making this into a shaker card. So I am just using some transparencies that I had back from the day in teaching school, and I'm making my transparency fit the back, and I'm using my ATG adhesive to just adhere that transparency onto the back of my front. And now I'm using some double-sided foam tape, and since I have the lines that show me where the circle is and what's going to be shown and not shown, I can use this tape all around. And this is actually I got it off of Amazon. It's a double thick foam tape so that I don't have to double up the layers like you do sometimes, and I'm making sure that there are no edges there. Then I used my anti-static homemade tool, which is just some cornstarch in a piece of cloth, to wipe down the edges so that the edges won't be sticky. I'm using some big solid glitter. It's actually from Walmart, and sticking it all together. I messed up a little bit on the edge, so I trimmed it off with my scissors. And now I'm going to adhere the whole thing to a card base. And this card is basically done. But as I was looking at it, I thought, well, it really needs a little something more. So I decided to get some more of my ribbon, and I don't recommend this, but I'm peeling it back up to be able to stick that ribbon in there. And so that's what I'm doing here. And then I thought it would be easier just to tie a bow with the ribbon. My fingers were kind of all thumbs, and it took me several tries to get the little bow to look like I wanted to. And then I got some shiny cord, and I tied that on top with another little bow just to add a little bit of extra dimension. And clipped off my corners of the ribbon, and the cord is plastic, so I got my heat tool and did it a little bit on the edges so that it wouldn't fray. And now I'm just getting a mini glue dot and adhering that to the front of the card. And for the last step, I'm taking some glossy accents and just putting a couple of little dots here and there on it, and then using some of the same pieces of glitter. It's a big chunky glitter. I'm putting those on top of the glossy accents. The glossy accents is really just working as my glue right now, giving it just a little bit of sparkle on the outside of the card. And now this card is also done. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video with my 3 different card styles. If you are here from one of the other channels in the hop, thank you so much. Please subscribe. And everyone, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment and tell me what you're making for your Christmas cards this year. Thank you. This is Michelle with Straw-Bearie Designs, and have a great day crafting away.